Say this and the narcissist will immediately prostrate himself before you. Have you ever encountered a narcissist who seemed to hold all the cards? They're charismatic, charming, and demand admiration from everyone around them. But there's a catch. Behind their larger-than-life persona is a fragile self-esteem that needs constant validation. What if you could say just the right thing and have the narcissist suddenly prostrate himself before you, figuratively speaking? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? But believe it or not, it's entirely within your reach. In this video, we're going to explore the intricate psychology of narcissists and how you can use specific, carefully chosen words to disarm them, bringing them down from their high pedestal. Sounds intriguing, right? But before we dive deeper into these strategies, I want to encourage you to stick with us until the end of this video. I'll be revealing insights and phrases that can make a narcissist feel more humbled, more connected, and more pliable if you know exactly how to wield them. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from understanding narcissism better. Trust me, what you're about to learn could change the way you interact with narcissists forever. Now, let's dive right in. Understanding the narcissist's need for control and validation. When we talk about narcissists, it's easy to focus on their behavior, the way they demand attention, their arrogance, and their constant need for admiration. But beneath all of that lies a much deeper and more complex truth. Narcissists are often incredibly insecure, even though they may not show it. This insecurity is rooted in their fragile self-esteem. They have a burning need to feel special, superior, and admired. But this need is often out of proportion to their actual achievements or abilities. Imagine constantly needing validation from the people around you. You feel like you're only worthwhile if others praise you, if you're seen as important, or if you're admired above all others. That's the mindset of a narcissist. They constantly crave admiration to keep their self-esteem from crumbling. They need to feel like they're the center of attention, the best in the room, and deserving of the admiration they receive. So, what happens when you give them exactly what they crave? You unlock the door to their deepest vulnerabilities. It's not about flattery or empty compliments. It's about understanding the language of validation. By saying the right things, you can momentarily bring down their defenses and make them more pliable, even humble. The secret phrase, "I see you." One of the most effective things you can say to a narcissist to get them to open up and, metaphorically speaking, prostrate themselves before you, is to acknowledge their existence in a way that validates their core need, the need to be seen. Narcissists are desperate for recognition, but not just any recognition. They want to be seen as unique, extraordinary, and irreplaceable. By saying something as simple as, "I see you," you are acknowledging their need to be noticed and appreciated for who they are. But here's the thing. When you say this, make sure you're not doing it in a way that seems patronizing. Narcissists can sense insincerity a mile away, and if they feel like you're merely feeding them empty words, it will backfire. Instead, use this phrase in a genuine, sincere way that makes them feel as though you are truly recognizing their individuality. When a narcissist feels truly seen, it disarms them. It takes away their need to constantly prove themselves or assert their dominance. In that moment, they no longer feel the overwhelming need to impress you or anyone else, because they feel secure in the knowledge that you appreciate their existence. It's a powerful tool to instantly shift the power dynamic in any interaction. The second phrase, "I admire your confidence." Narcissists are driven by their need for admiration, and one of the easiest ways to speak their language is by acknowledging their confidence. But here's the kicker. Narcissists often mistake arrogance for true confidence. To truly make them feel appreciated, it's important to differentiate between the two. And this is where saying something like, "I admire your confidence," can work wonders. When you tell a narcissist you admire their confidence, you are acknowledging their self-assuredness without directly challenging their inflated sense of self-importance. This phrase works because it taps into their belief that they are superior to others, but it does so in a way that doesn't directly validate their arrogance. Instead, it simply recognizes their self-assurance as something worthy of admiration. At the same time, this phrase subtly reaffirms their sense of superiority without inflating their ego too much. Narcissists are sensitive to their egos being punctured, so knowing how to navigate this delicate balance is key. When used appropriately, this phrase helps calm their anxieties about being rejected or not being seen as important, which is often the root cause of their behavior. The third phrase, "You have a way of making things happen." Another powerful phrase to use with a narcissist is, "You have a way of making things happen." Narcissists thrive on their ability to control their environment and achieve success. So when you acknowledge their effectiveness, it reinforces their sense of power. However, there's an art to saying this phrase in a way that feels genuine. Narcissists often manipulate situations to achieve their desired outcomes, and they love to be in control. By acknowledging their ability to get things done, you are subtly acknowledging their mastery of control, which appeals directly to their ego. This phrase taps into their need for recognition of their abilities and highlights the impression they want to leave on others. However, it's important to use this phrase carefully. If they feel that you're being sarcastic, or that you're calling attention to their manipulative tendencies, it can have the opposite effect. But if used sincerely and at the right moment, this phrase helps reinforce their belief that they are capable, powerful, and important. The fourth phrase, "You inspire me." One of the most potent ways to speak to a narcissist's ego is to tell them that they inspire you. This phrase works because it appeals directly to their need for admiration and influence. Narcissists want to be seen as sources of inspiration, admired for their ability to lead, innovate, or shape the world around them. By saying "you inspire me," you are acknowledging their impact in a way that plays into their belief that they are unique and influential. This phrase gives them the validation they crave, and it's likely to have a profound effect on their perception of you. It's a way of putting them on a pedestal, giving them exactly what they need to feel validated and special. Of course, the key to using this phrase effectively is sincerity. Narcissists are highly attuned to insincerity, and if they sense that you are simply trying to flatter them, they will quickly withdraw. But when used with genuine admiration, "You inspire me" is a phrase that can make a narcissist feel powerful, important, and irreplaceable. The fifth phrase, "I appreciate your insight." Narcissists love to feel like they have superior knowledge or a unique perspective on the world. They often see themselves as the smartest person in the room, and when others acknowledge their intellect, it boosts their self-esteem. By saying, "I appreciate your insight," you are validating their sense of superiority without directly engaging with their tendency to dominate conversations. This phrase works because it recognizes their intellectual or emotional contributions, which is often a key area where narcissists seek validation. They want to feel that their opinions are valuable and that others are listening to them. By offering this appreciation, you make them feel important and respected. However, you need to be careful with this phrase. Narcissists can become defensive if they think you're challenging their ideas or expertise. When using this phrase, it's crucial to do so in a way that is not dismissive or critical, but rather genuinely acknowledging their viewpoint, no matter how inflated it may be. There's a certain art to interacting with narcissists, and when you understand their deep need for admiration and validation, you can use specific phrases to shift the power dynamic in your favor. By saying the right things, acknowledging their worth, their confidence, and their unique perspective, you can make a narcissist feel truly seen and valued, disarming them in ways that leave them more pliable and less defensive. Thank you for taking the time to explore this fascinating topic with us. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. The psychology of narcissism is complex, but understanding how to communicate effectively with narcissists can help you navigate relationships and interactions with greater ease. Stay tuned for more insights and practical tips. 5 signs that a narcissist is anxious because he wants to make love. Have you ever noticed how some narcissists behave when they're in intimate relationships? You might be thinking about their grandiose personalities, their constant need for attention, and their sense of entitlement. But what happens when the conversation shifts to intimacy, specifically when they want to make love? It might seem surprising, but even narcissists, with their often self-absorbed behavior, can experience anxiety when it comes to sexual intimacy. In fact, their anxiety may manifest in ways that can be puzzling to the people they are with. In this video, we will discuss the 5 signs that a narcissist is anxious because he wants to make love. We'll explore how their need for admiration and control intertwines with their approach to intimacy, and how their behavior can be confusing or even manipulative. Understanding these signs is crucial for recognizing the hidden anxieties beneath the narcissistic exterior, and helps to clarify why their actions in intimate settings might not always align with what they say or project. But before we dive deeper into this fascinating topic, if you haven't already, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this video with others. We'll unpack the psychological behaviors that narcissists exhibit when they're anxious about intimacy. So stick with us till the end to get a full understanding of these complex dynamics. Let's get started. Narcissists and intimacy, a paradox of confidence and anxiety. When we think about narcissists, the first thing that often comes to mind is their overwhelming sense of self-confidence. They walk into rooms like they own them, and their arrogance often overshadows any self-doubt. But underneath this external bravado lies a complex world of internal anxiety, particularly when it comes to intimacy. You might think that narcissists, who often see themselves as superior to others, would be immune to the typical nervousness that comes with sexual desire. But, in fact, their anxiety in these situations is often linked to their deep-seated fear of inadequacy. Unlike someone with a healthy sense of self-esteem, a narcissist is constantly dependent on external validation. Their self-worth is fragile, even though they may project an image of invincibility. When it comes to intimacy, they are no longer in full control, and that's where their anxiety stems from. They may worry about how they are being perceived, if they are impressing their partner, or if they are truly good enough in the eyes of the person they are with. So, what does this anxiety look like in practical terms? How do you know when a narcissist is feeling anxious because he wants to make love? There are distinct signs, and once you understand them, you'll be able to recognize these behaviors more easily. These signs reveal just how insecure narcissists can be when they're craving intimacy, even as they try to hide it behind a facade of arrogance or nonchalance. The first sign: excessive focus on appearance and self-presentation. One of the first things you might notice when a narcissist is anxious about intimacy is their heightened obsession with their appearance. Narcissists are often preoccupied with how they look, especially when they feel the need to impress someone. When they want to make love, They may become hyper-aware of their physical appearance, obsessively checking themselves in mirrors, adjusting their clothing, or even asking their partner how they look. This behavior is more than just vanity. It's an indication of their fear of not being perceived as attractive or desirable enough. They may spend excessive time grooming, even beyond what is typical, ensuring that every detail about their appearance is flawless. This anxiety-driven need to look perfect comes from a fear of rejection or criticism. Narcissists believe that their worth is largely based on their outward appearance, and any imperfections could make them feel unworthy of affection or intimacy. When they're anxious about making love, this fear becomes magnified, and their focus shifts from the act itself to how they are being perceived by their partner. Their obsession with appearance might also extend to their partner. They may ask for constant reassurance about how attractive they